Tom Kenny is my name. I've been asked to curate this exhibition of photographs of old Salthill. It is currently on show in the City Museum, which is well worth a visit, even more so now because this exhibition is here. It's situated just behind the Spanish Arch, and give yourself time when you come to this museum because there's a lot of interest to be able to look at. This particular exhibition is made up of 35 photographs of Salthill. I grew up with all my family in Kings Hill in Salthill in the late 40s and early 50s. It was an idyllic place really to grow up in, a very happy kind of a place. And we experienced a lot of changes as they were happening there in Salthill. I became interested in old images of this city of Galway. And when Ronnie O'Gorman set up the Galway Advertiser, I kept suggesting to him that maybe people would be interested in old photographs. But one day he asked me, could I give him some of them? And he printed a page of these photographs, and he was quite taken aback by the reception. I had a number of photographs, and eventually I wrote out captions for about 7 or 8 of them, and I gave him them to put in one every week. And the following morning, people started to come in. Would you like this, sir? Would this be any good? And so on. So the collection that I had started to grow and grow and grow. So when the museum approached me and asked me if I could put together a collection, I thought, well, it can't just be Galway. That's too wide a subject. Let's focus it. So I thought, well, Salthill is where I grew up. Why not Salthill? The earliest image in this collection is from the 1860s and the latest from the 1960s. And essentially what we're looking at is the resort of Salthill. It's images along the main road, but what it does show are quite a number of the very significant changes as they were happening in Salthill. The opening of Sea Point, which dragged Salthill into the 20th century. The building and evolution of the diving tower at Blackrock. So these are all images and a lot of the major changes are recorded here, just through one image. It shows Salthill in a very good light, really, which it should show, because it is in a very good light. It was a tiny little village of 15 houses, fishermen and farmers, that's all. The real change started in the early 20th century. The main road into town from Salthill was kind of like a mouthful of bad teeth. There were a lot of gaps in it, but they gradually began to fill in as time went on. And the photograph of the baths at Sea Point dates from about 1885. Salthill was regarded as a place to come for your health. The air was regarded as being wonderful, clean and very good for your health, and swimming in the sea was also regarded as such. And then a number of people began to develop sea baths. And the main focus, or the main cluster of these baths were at Sea Point. And that's where this photograph was taken. The tram lines are in front of it, so you can see how important the tram was there, bringing the traffic in. You can also see behind it what was essentially Salthill village, running from the Sea Point area up to the Ball. Sea Point was built on a scale and on a level of luxury that was unknown in the west of Ireland up to then for any kind of a ballroom. And it attracted enormous crowds. And it really genuinely speeded up the development of Salthill. There's been a huge amount of land reclamation done, and it has created space for traffic, for tourists and so on as well. But the photograph is a very interesting indicator of the significant amount of change. So this photograph is taken about 1953. It shows us on the left-hand side the hangar. The coastline swings around to Sea Point, and in the background is the Grattan Road. The hangar was a very significant part of Salthill. It was actually an airplane hangar used by the RAF in Renmore, and they brought it to, after the truce, they brought it to Salthill, and it functioned as a ballroom for many years. They attracted great bands. They actually had booked the Beatles for 85 quid, but unfortunately Love Me Do came out between the time of the booking and the time that they were to come. So their manager called Tommy Nevin and he said, what would be the most money you would make on the busiest night of the year? And he said 500 quid. So he was sent a cheque for 500. So the Beatles never made it to Salthill, which was a great pity because they probably would have written several songs about it.
My name is Damien Donnellan. I am the Education and Exhibitions Assistant here at Galway City Museum. I've worked closely with Tom in getting this exhibition together and installing it here in the foyer space of the City Museum. You can find us here at the Spanish Arch on Spanish Parade. We are open Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. until 5 p.m.